In this video, I will give you some general information about SEO and answer questions like what is SEO, what do you have to change on your website to optimize it, and is it worth all of the effort? Hello and welcome. So this COVID-19 pandemic is really making it hard on businesses, and the government has still yet to roll out their disaster and payroll protection plans. So one of the things that you actually can do to help your business right now is to implement some basic SEO techniques for your website. This way you could start on making your site more visible and it won't cost you any additional money. Now, this video is geared towards photographers and videographers, but you could apply everything in this video to any website regardless of what you do. So let's start off with what is SEO? Well, SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. This is exactly how Google, Bing, Yahoo, and other search engines find your website from all of the billion other websites out there. Now, websites that make themselves more search engine friendly will rank higher on search results. Now, most people only have one concern when it comes to SEO, and that's how do I show up as number one? How can I get people to see my website first when they search for photography? Well, when you actually take a step back and think about all of the other photographers in the world, that is actually a massive goal to be first when people search for something as general as simply photography, So what most people are actually fighting for now is more location-based. So for me, I'm looking to get higher rankings on searches for boudoir photography, Queens, New York. And doing it this way is really helpful because it will make you not just stand out as a leader in your niche, but also as a leader in your location. Focusing locally will also help you not just show up on Google's main search, but also on Google Maps. Google Maps will show up on the first page of Google when anybody searches for a business. So it is super important that you set up your business and your location through Google My Business. So that's one quick way to help boost the visibility of your business, and you could easily do that in just a few minutes. You simply just go to google.com/business and set up your business info. You could even just go to Google directly and just search for Google My Business, and the page will come up there. Just input all of your business information as much as you can, and that'll help you show up better. Now, how can we make search engines better search your website? So the first thing that you could do for your website is to add keywords to your page title. So for example, instead of just leaving my homepage title as simply Gregory James Photography, I would take that and add Boudoir Photography, Queens, New York to the end of it. This way, I'm getting all of those local keywords in there, and that will help me get searched through that. You should also add a short description to your website as well. This way, when your page does show up in a search result, you have full control over the information that shows up. Now, you will also want to make sure that your page titles are clear and concise as well. So for example, your About page should simply be your domain name /about. If you keep things simple like this, it will be clearer for you, your visitors, and search engines to better understand your website and the exact page that they are on. So another big tip that you should be doing is renaming your images. All of the images on your website get searched based off of their file names. So having an image called something like img_3478 is not going to help you out at all. So you should really try naming your photo something that describes what the actual image is. Like for this photo, I named it Young Woman 1920s Style Hair. And I know it could be time consuming doing that to all of your images, but once it's done, it's done. And as long as you remember to rename your images properly before uploading them to your website, then it's not going to be that time consuming at all. So the big part of your website that's actually going to pull in new visitors is going to be your blog page. And I know a lot of people put blogs down and they tend to hate them. They don't like the idea of having to write a new blog post when they really feel like they should be shooting photos instead. And trust me, I get that. I struggle with writing articles myself, but the benefit that they give you is huge. And before I dive into all those benefits, I really want to stress that the links for your web pages, for your blog pages at least, should be clean and straightforward, just so as your main pages are. So your blog page should simply be the name of the title of your post. So your blog page should look something like Gregory James Photography /blog /boudoir unzipped exposed, and that's it. Now, side note, you cannot have spaces in the URLs, so people either put a dash or an underscore between each word to make it easier to read. Now, I did read somewhere that Google prefers dashes as opposed to underscores, so just stick to using dashes. Also, do not have the date in your blog's URL. It doesn't look clean because you'll have a bunch of numbers and symbols either before or after your the title of your post, and it also dates your work, and some people might be turned off by an article from 2 years ago, even if it has all of the information that they are looking for. You know, having that date in the URL is only recommended if you are a news website. I've actually gotten many hits to my website from this one blog post that I wrote a while ago called Boudoir Unzipped and Exposed. It was a simple post that I created to talk about some common misconceptions behind boudoir photography, and honestly, it seems the reason so many people have found that article and read it is because I have the words slutty boudoir in there, and people have actually been searching for slutty boudoir. And, you know, that's really the great thing about blog posts. Everything that you write in the article is searchable. So the more content you write, the bigger net you will be casting in order to get people to find your work. Now, I know that people are getting to me this way because I always check the analytics from my website, and I saw that slutty boudoir was one of the most clicked on keywords that people were getting to my website from. Now, because of that, I should take this information and I should probably create a post talking more about slutty boudoir and why I stay away from those types of looks in my photography. And that'll actually help me bring in more hits to my website because I know that this is something that people are actually searching for. And now this brings me to the next thing that I want to talk about. What blogs should you write and what content should you actually be creating? In short, you want to create a post that answers questions that people are searching for. And I discovered a website that helps you find exactly what people are searching for, and it is called answerthepublic.com. You just go to their website and you type in your keyword. So for me, it will be boudoir. For you, it might be wedding or portrait. And you'll see tons of questions come up that people are searching for around that keyword. And if you write posts that answer some of these questions, then you'll be seen as a trusted leader in your field because these are things that people are actually searching for. Now, when you look at the results, it will default to their weird visualization view, and it comes off odd looking. So just click where it says data and you'll get an easier to read view. Here, you could see people are searching for things like, are boudoir photos worth it? What are boudoir sessions? Boudoir, how to pronounce? What is boudoir photography? And so many other questions that are actually like really easy for me to answer, and each one can be made into a single blog post. Now, on top of the questions that people are searching for, you could also see prepositions as well. So things like boudoir wedding gift, boudoir gift for groom, boudoir near me, pregnancy boudoir near me, and things like that. Now, if you noticed, you will see that a lot of people search locally with phrases like near me or close by, and this all goes back to why it is so important to set up your business info through Google My Business, because then you will show up as a local business in those searches. Now, getting back to Answer the Public, you should also check out the Alphabeticals tab, because here some other words that people are searching for along with your keyword. So there's some great stuff in here for me, like boudoir angel wings, and I actually did do a photo shoot like that, and I can make a blog post just around that image talking about how I created this boudoir angel wings effect, and I already know that people are searching for it. So it won't just be me creating a post out of the blue, and it's something that is actually relevant that people are actually searching for. So it's a win-win, and it's really content that you should be creating. Now, I also see that people are searching for boudoir IKEA, which seems like really weird, but I think that would actually make a great blog post if I just made an entire boudoir set with items only from IKEA. I think that would be like a super fun photo shoot to do, and it might be something that I do in the future. But you could easily see how just going over this list can help spark creative juices and help get you on a path to making more blog articles that will pull people into your website and drive that traffic for you. And once again, these are things that people are actively searching for. Now, once you start building all these blog articles out, you will notice that you've built like a wealth of resources for visitors coming to your website. And you know what? They're going to notice that too. So if they're coming to your blog because they are interested in you and what you have to say, they're really going to trust you more if you have more content for them, as opposed to just having like 3 blog articles from about like 3 or 5 years ago. So, building up your blog is just really building up your brand, and it is something that you really should not ignore. Now, another great thing that you could do to help boost your site's rankings is to get backlinks to your website. And a backlink is simply just a link to your website from another website. However, a more prominent site that's linking to your site will have a bigger impact on your ranking. Now, the easiest backlinks to get will be from social media sites. So having your website linked up to your Facebook and Instagram accounts is a no-brainer. And if you haven't done that already, please just do that right now. It's going to help increase your rankings. You'll also want to consider doing guest blog posts for other websites relating to your type of photography. Now, if you could get an article written on a site like theknot.com, that'll have a big backlink boost for you because that is a massive website. So essentially, when it comes to backlinking, you really want to get your name and website on as many other sites as possible. Now, I should also mention that there is a super fast way to get to #1 on Google search, and that is you pay for ads. You could see when you search for anything that the first spots are ads. Now, do they work? Do people actually click on them? Well, yes and yes. It also helps that the ads just look like regular links that would normally be searched for, so that's why people mostly ignore or don't care about the word ad that's next to the search results. Now, that is a lot that we just went over, and now comes the big question. Is doing all of or even some of these things worth it? Well, in short, yes, absolutely. All of this can seem like a lot of work, but each individual piece is pretty straightforward and easy. Entering your info to Google My Business only takes a few minutes. Renaming the page's URLs is easy, but it can take you longer if you have a lot of pages. But if you're just starting your website and you keep your links clean from the very start, then it's not even an issue. Creating blog articles should really be fun for you. If you can find a way to write about topics that you really want to create that are also things that people are searching for, then it's a win-win, and you are sure to just drive more traffic to your website. Now, when it comes to blogging, I think most people get bogged down because they feel like they have to write something every week. And you really don't have to do that. You could just do 1 post a month or even every other month if that's more your speed. Just be consistent with it and don't feel bad if you miss a deadline. Just make up for it next month and get back on track. Now, outside of social media, backlinks can be tough because that requires you to work with other people on their websites, and making those connections isn't always the easiest, so it's okay if you don't worry too much about backlinks right now. And lastly, it is completely okay for you to pay for ads to increase your site's visibility. This is your business, and you need to do everything you possibly can to make people come into your website and sign up for those photo sessions. Spending money on an ad is not a bad thing, so stop feeling bad about doing it, because if you aren't doing it, your competitors surely are. So now you know all of the basics behind SEO and how you could utilize it to your advantage. While all of these things are important in getting people to view your website, the next thing that I would want to discuss is how to make your website turn visitors into actual leads. Now, just because you put all this work and effort into maximizing your site's SEO, if you don't have a reliable system in place to get leads from your website, then all of this work is really going to be for nothing. People are just going to be coming to your website and do nothing. They won't be calling you. They're not going to fill out the form on your contact page. They most likely won't even make it to your contact page, and they definitely won't be booking a session. So the next video that I want to put together will be going over some great ways that you could turn visitors on your website into actual clients by following up with them, getting them as a lead, and then you could direct them into booking you. Now, I really just want to thank you so much for watching this video to the end, and if you found any of the information helpful, please just like and subscribe to the channel. And the main thing that I really want you to do is just start putting what you learned today into practice. At the very least, go to Google My Business and enter in your business info, because that's going to help you tremendously. So that's all I have for you today. Take care.